HarperCollins presents Pages & Co. Tilly and the Lost Fairy Tales by Anna James. Read by Aysha Carla. 1. A Little Magic. 5 people proved to be far too many to fit inside a wardrobe. Remind me again why we had to bookwander from in here? Tilly asked, face squished uncomfortably close to her granddad's shoulder. As I rather think you know, he replied. We don't technically have to bookwander from inside a wardrobe, but it adds effect, don't you think? But he sounded decidedly less sure than when he'd first suggested the idea half an hour ago. I mean, if the effect you're going for is a much closer relationship with each other and our personal hygiene choices, then yes, it does add effect, Oskar said, voice muffled by Grandma's scarf, which was simultaneously tickling his nose and getting fluff in his mouth every time he spoke. I bet the Pevensies don't have to deal with this, Tilly said. Yes, but they were emptying straight out the other side of their wardrobe, Grandma said, which does rather give them an advantage. Yes, okay, Grandad admitted. It has become abundantly clear that my attempts at a little poetry and whimsy weren't entirely thought through. He shuffled his way back towards the door and shoved it open. Tilly, her best friend Oskar, her 2 grandparents and her mother all fell gasping into the cinnamon-scented air of the bookshop. I mean, it isn't even a wardrobe, Oskar complained. It's a stock cupboard. Honestly, Grandad huffed, I was just trying to add a sense of adventure. Mirror the journey into Narnia, have some fun. Goodness knows we could all do with a generous dollop of fun at the moment. A little magic. It's already literally magic, Tilly pointed out. I'm wasted on this family, I truly am, Grandad said. Shall we try again from out here? We've still got an hour or so before we need to go to the underlibrary for the inking ceremony. Actually, Dad, I think I might pass on this one, Tilly's mum, Bea, said quietly, smoothing down her crumpled clothes. The shop is so busy before Christmas, and I'm sure an extra pair of hands wouldn't go amiss. You know how it is. She tailed off, smiled wanly, and headed out to Pages & Co. The bookshop the Pages family lived in and owned. Tilly sagged a little. She hasn't bookwandered once since we got back from A Little Princess, Tilly said, trying not to sound petulant. I know, sweetheart, but try not to worry, Grandad said. I'm sure she'll get back into it soon enough. It's no surprise after being trapped inside one story for nearly 12 years. Imagine how frightening that must have been for her. As always, when he thought about his daughter being imprisoned inside a tampered-with copy of A Little Princess, a look of distress swept across his face. But we've got her back for good, he went on. And now that we know Enoch Chalk was the one who trapped her, he won't be able to get away with anything like that ever again. If he's ever found, Tilly pointed out. Did Amelia manage to find out anything about the book he escaped from before she was fired? Oskar asked. Amelia wasn't fired, Grandad said. She was asked to step back from her position as head librarian at the underlibrary, while the situation is investigated properly. I mean, that sounds a lot like getting fired to me, Oskar said, under his breath. And in answer to your question, no, frustratingly not, Grandma said. She barely had any time before the bookbinders
Sample complete. Ready to continue?